Welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on Betwist. It's a word game, and we've kind of gotten to a good point. We've got the rotation aspect, which was kind of the new twist on things, and we improved the view quite a bit yesterday. I think rather than go on to more scrolling and that kind of thing, I want to move on to some different areas. I think I'm kind of excited about the tessellation idea, and I think stuff that we would do to kind of make the scrolling work under the current circumstances would probably get in the way of that in the future. So I think I want to save that till we're ready to tackle all those together and not worry about it. So for starters, I thought the biggest things to do, one is I had this notion that you should get prefixes for free. So if you say, well, we had mastery as a word the other day, I think. And in that word, you've got master and you've got mast. So I'm interested in the prefixes of the word you select. I don't want to make you go, oh, I'm going to calculate this one, and now I'm going to go enter master, and now I'm going to go enter mast. And that just gets boring. I think most of the time, if I see the longer word, I probably see the shorter word in it. And once in a while I don't, and it'd feel like a freebie. So I think that's a good thing. And then the next one is at the end, which we haven't clearly defined what the end is, but at some point I'd like to be able to generate the full list of words, look at the board and have the system walk through every combination and find all the words. And usually it'll find some longer words than I've guessed. Maybe always would be a more accurate way to say that. But it'd be nice to see that list of words, and sort of it gives you a sense of another sort of scoring sense. Now, I think beyond that, I'd like to do some simple scoring. And then the last one that's more user interface, I'd like to show the potential neighbors. So when you've clicked on a cell, it has a red border. I think maybe the neighbors that are still open should maybe get a little different border, and that'll introduce a new concept into our board. But I think giving that little view and suggestion of where to go next would also kind of hint about the wrapping in a way that what we have doesn't really make that so visible. All right, if you don't accidentally drag, you don't know it's there. Okay, so let's see what we can do to make this happen. So this is really when you submit a long word, check credit any shorter words that start it. Okay. Now, there's another one that I'm tempted by. It sometimes happens that you have a 4-letter block like this one. So I see the word oast in there, which is like a roaster or something for barley. Okay. And, I'll take that word, but sometimes that grid has 4 words, or has multiple words in it. I don't know that this does. TOAS, SOTA, those aren't. I don't see an example here. But you can imagine it happening. If I have tear, TEAR, I also have RATE, rate. And I don't know. There's other ones that can do that often enough. And it's a little boring to kind of work your way through the combinations. I don't know if I should give credit for those two. Once you get one of them, we take the others. But I definitely want to do this short word one. Now, the other thing with that is it'd kind of be nice to know which ones were automatically included, and we don't have a concept for that. So let me add that as an idea. Mark shorter words. Prefix words, I'll call them, maybe in a different color or other indication. Okay, so if I enter mast and then I see mastery, mast and mastery should get me credit, but master will be generated and it'll show up in a different color then to say like, oh, we gave, that was a freebie. All right. So submitting a long word. So I guess this is the word process, the process for let's see, where's that? It's probably in game, right? We collect. All right, how do I open these back up? Oh. Okay, the message is empty. Okay, so we just prepend it. But I think what we should do is check dictionary words for any prefixes. So if we have a 10-letter word, there's, we're going to have to check, well, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 6 other things. Okay. Now this makes it, if not guess is empty. Well, now wait a minute. What's enforcing the validate? Where's validate? Oh, validate checks the vocabulary. Oh, so this is, So that tells me there's some sort of dependency here, right? So like a temporal dependency. I'm supposed to call validate before I call collect. Who's doing that? It must be the button, huh? Oh, it was right there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And it's coupled. Yep. That's what we want to do. This is coupled. Oh, it's complicated, isn't it? Well, it's coupled through this game message. If the game message, in a way it's blocked. It's blocked up here and it's blocked in the code. So in a way it's covered, but it assumes you validate if you really want to be picky. All right, what else? Game. Okay, I'm going to push this away. So game collect. Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe collect. I guess it has to happen at the game level because game knows the dictionary. The vocabulary, I should say. All right. Well, that's very testable. Let's test it. Okay, so that's almost more annoying. Collects prefix words. Okay. And all right. So we're going to have our own dictionary, our own vocabulary. Okay. And I guess my recollection is should probably add if you've already found it manually. Yeah. And that may mean we've got some different stuff to do. Okay. Let's take that as sort of the next round of tests. I don't even think it's manually. It's like if you already have it, don't bother. Now we just re-add it, but now we're introducing a complex thing. If the prefix found words give you a lower score. Yeah, I don't know if they do. I kind of want this to be, well, we're treating them as a set. So if you type in mast and you enter mastery and it gives you mast and master, then I think you only have one copy of master, and mastery. And so to me, that gives you a bonus for a longer word. So even if we're counting, if all we do is count the total word lengths, you'll tend to get a longer a higher count because you get these bonus prefix words for free. I mean, like Boggle the game, you get more points. You don't just count letters, you get higher ranges of points depending on how many letters it is. So a short word 3 or 4 letters gets, 1 point, and 5 letters gets 2 points, and 6 letters gets 4 points, or some process like that. Okay, so I've got a 2x2 board. I guess I'm being arbitrary then. Well, maybe I should do a 3x3. We have to get a word that's at least more than 4 characters to make this make any sense. Okay, so let's build a 3x3 grid. Okay, and I think this is going to be complicated enough. We'll put them on separate lines. Okay, so what's some words that do this? Well, let's just take that mastery example. Mass A S T, and now T can wrap around to E R Y X. I guess I'm not counting by threes. X, and it'll want this. Okay, M-A-S, that wraps around T-E-R, wraps around Y. Okay, our vocabulary is let's say mast, master, mastery, and team. Okay. Now I don't care about team. It's a word that's not going to get asked. Okay, so if I collect, do I have collect in here? There's one. Oh, I got to select first. How annoying. Oh, really annoying. Okay, that's the price. 0, 0, bar game. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0. Well, maybe this is my inspiration to get a better way to do this. Okay, 1, 2, 0. Make sure I've done this right. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 2, sorry, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 0. Okay. Yeah, I think we need a helper. Okay. And now I want to say expect game.guesses. Well, what is game.guesses? Sure. Good guess. But guesses is structured, I think. Did we made it its own thing, yeah. Well, it's ordered the way it is. I think I can make it equatable. Well, let's do it like this. Is that happy? Oh, but guess this has no constructor, does it? Ugh. Well, yeah, that's a cheap assertion. That's a good opening guess. Or I could have contains. I don't want to expose it. Well, no, I do expose it. Wait a minute. Guesses. How do you display it, right? Oh, description. Okay. Yeah, we can do description. Yeah, I'm good with that. And I think we're going to put let's put the longest, let's go from short to long. Okay. Long to short. Okay. Okay. Now this should fail. That message could be a lot better for these extra braces and brackets and parens. Okay. We got a game. We select the word mastery and we collect. And we're saying collect should now give us all the prefixes as well as the word. Okay. And we'll test. Did I say test on it? I believe I did. Okay, and we should fail this. It should just have mastery, right? Yeah. Okay. Good. And then game. Collect. Well, we want that to be last. Well, I think if it depends whether we go from top to bottom, right? So I think if I can go from 4 to the length, then we can take that much of the guess, and because they're prepended, they'll come in the right order in the end. Okay, so do we have that count? Yeah, minimum size. Index in minimum size dot guess dot length. Let's guess. It's a string. Guess dot count. Okay. Turns the sequence up to the maximum length containing the initial elements. Okay, guess that prefix of index. I don't know, better word for that. Let's call it length. Oh, cat mode diff, welcome back. If vocabulary dot contains prefix, then we'll prepend it. Okay. Sure. Okay, so we run from 4 up to the count. We'll take the prefix of that length, and for each one that's in the word, in vocabulary, we'll take it. All right, let's see if this goes. Yes, you're right. Sorry. Oh, well, let's move the string up here. Okay, let's run it. Whoops. All right, so our goal is we want to find a word that's longer than 4 characters where the prefix is also a word. Okay, I see W-A-S-T-E. I don't think that, wast. Okay, Old English. So we're trying to make it so if you get a word that's long enough that it has words in the prefix, some word in the prefix of it, then we claim that word too. Gosh, I'm not seeing, well, Ruth. Okay, this is one of those 4 things I was talking about. So Ruth is a word, and so is hurt. Okay. But you can be ruthless, so you can also be Ruth. Hurts we can get. Hurt and hurts. Yep. Let's put the same word in. Yeah, so it pulls them up to the top. We don't distinguish them, but they're pulled up. Okay, and then, I don't know, do we see any others? Can I get weather out of this? Nice. Okay. Otherwise, I don't know. This is random, but boy, it looks full of hard to get words. I don't know if you can have feet. Feet you can get. Okay. Vaster, vest. Revest, Avest, Javest. Yeah, none of those sound like it. Vest. No. I don't know. Not seeing a lot of words. Glad we found weather. All right. Well, I think that's that feature. That's quick. All right. Not too bad. To do. So submit a long word, credit any short words. Okay. Now, do we want to get fancy? So I kind of called that partial credit. Market prefixes in a different color. I don't know if I want to go there yet. I think it's a good enough idea, but I think we're going to have to do some work on our guesses list once we generate the full list. I think there's going to be stuff we want to do with our guesses at that point. Like I might want to cross lines through the full list with the ones you got, or I don't know what, but I think they come together. So I'm going to pull this down maybe this far. Okay. Because I do want to get to this one because I think it's the more interesting challenge. It's a nice tricky recursive thing with a lot of access to our dictionary. So it might reveal it's time to optimize the dictionary a little bit. I don't know. We could also pre-process the dictionary for this prefix thing. List might need to contain something more than strings. Yeah, I think that's probably true. If it's going to have colors for the guess types, I mean, at least two types, right? One that says we gave it to you for a partial credit, and the other that says you guessed it. So there's a little structure there. I also think at some point, I mean, like this. Well, I feel like it should be two columns because it's just, they're not wide enough to justify just one. But I also think it would be kind of nice if it said, 7-letter words, weather, 5-letter words, waste and hurts, 4-letter words, hurt, Ruth, and so on. So I think there's more stuff coming. And playing around with kind of a halfway thing, it would it might make progress towards the ultimate thing, but I feel like I want to get this big feature in, kind of for sure this week. I don't know how hard it'll be, but the strategy is we're basically going to start at each square and then try and find a neighbor. And okay, I see ease, and ease O doesn't do anything. Ease H, it's not a prefix of a word. So you can see why it would be nice to know the prefixes of something as well. E-S-E-T, E-S-E-E, E-S-E-E's with a T, with an F, E-J. None of those sound like words to me. Now, if they're not words, the way we are now, we're going to try and fill up the whole board trying to guess words that aren't really words, right? You're going to have all the possibilities. And it's also combinatorial. So I think we're going to do some vocabulary work, right? Because with this, I'm going to have to generate, I don't know, it's like 20 factorial. Well, it's not really 20, but it's kind of like 8 choices at each point, or, potentially 8. And then I'm going to be filling out, is it OH? OT? Nope, go back. Is it OH with you? Nope, go back. Is it R? Until I have this whole board filled up with all those possible things. And that feels like, 25 factorial kind of thing. It's not quite that, but any path through the board up to 25, length 25, is not going to do it. Now, so I think, well, we'll see that happen. Okay. And then, but it's going to be enumerating the whole board. Then it's going to start with A, And can I do AE? No. AET, AT. Oh, maybe ATHE. I don't know. AWEOS works, and it's going to try and do all those things. Okay, so do I have guard? GUAR? Nope. Okay. Well, how's this going to go? I guess you are given a board. Yeah, I think we're going to need that prefix, is a prefix of, and then you can do it in one pass. And if you don't find well, it's still going to make it, it's still going to make it hard. I guess you would find EASE, and you would try J. No, that's ESE. E's J is not a prefix. E's F is not a prefix. E's T is not a prefix. E's O is not a prefix. E's H. You'd all try all those neighbors. So I think you're still gonna have quite a few things to check, but you're not gonna extend any of them once they don't go. Oh, here's Gertie. I assume hurdy-gurdy must have Gertie as a word. Nope. Okay. Yeah, so that will help because you'll only check each neighbor once. None of them are prefixes. There's no reason to build up the whole rest of the board. Yeah, you'll find out early. You probably could find out even earlier. Well, okay, would it make sense to go the other way? I mean, an alternative would be take every word in the dictionary and see if you can fit it in on the grid. I don't have a B here, so all the B's will say, nope, they're not going to fit. But we know our dictionary is I think it's 250,000 letters or words long, or give or take. That's a lot to try too, especially if we're trimming off, cutting off after the first wrong letter. I think we'll find out. I think this way is better. So I guess this is walk through the whole board and try to make a selection. Now, when you back up, well, I guess we're just going to systematically go. We'll find out how we can do. I mean, there's certainly something that says every letter is a possible starting letter. And if, it has to be that if it's going to start a word. So, all right. So what's a smaller problem, right? We got to find that. I guess, well, okay. I think the combinatorial fact of how many words can I make, how many ways can I rearrange this board following the connections? It's a lot. It's not 25 factorial because they're not just laid out and you take any combination, but there's sort of quite a few neighbors for each cell and they combine and, you can't reuse them, but, it's all kind of tricky. Yeah, recursive call checks locate. Yeah, I think that's what it will be. We'll give you a board and a selection, and we'll say, and a location. Well, we'll give you a selection. You'll know the last place that you need to extend, and you will go through those neighbors, and each one of those will attempt to go through until it hits something that can't be a prefix of a word. And then we know that path is bad. Okay, but I do think the sort of combinatorial argument that says we don't want to deal with every combination of board, that makes me think we should just do this prefix thing first. And let's just give ourselves that extra domain knowledge in our vocabulary. So the question is, if I give you four letters, well, some number of, if I give you a string, you should tell me yes or no. I mean, it would be nice if you just told me all the letters, all the words that started with this string, right? Would that help? I mean, if you say EA, I don't have a lot to go on, but I do have something. But I could have, I mean, I don't know, S starts a lot of words, right? So I could have 10,000 words that start with S. I don't know what I have, but that's a long list. Yeah. Is it a start? Okay. So, well, I think if you have a word formed like I do now, well, like I do now, um, you should ask if that's a word. If it is, you add it to the list, and then you try and keep extending it, and you try and make sure you don't come back to it. Um, all right. I guess what I'd like to know is this a word? In which case I should gather it. Is it a prefix to another word? And if so, I should keep going. If not, I should back off and move to the next one. Well, back off and move to the next letter. I'm assuming I was working my way around. And is that a word? Yes, add it. It's already there. Is it an extension of another word? I don't think so. Oh, this one is. Sorry, east is. Easter is a word. They might count that. I don't know. It's not here, but if it were there, and I could keep going, ESTAE, yes, that's a word, but now I don't have any R's by my E, so it fails. All right, so are you a word? We already answer. Are you a prefix of a longer word? But yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe I want to say, like, once you're up to four letters and you ask me, what are all the words that start with these four letters? That's not a very long list. I mean, it could be 100, but it's not 1,000 or 110,000 or anything like that. I mean, that's kind of like, could I then I ask future ones with that same start? Hmm. I'm wondering how much you can push to the dictionary. um, could I could I determine every four-letter word that's a prefix for any four-letter word? Can I give you all the words that start with that? That's almost, well, that's almost doable, right? I mean, I get a set of words, and then if you want to ask me another word that extends that, I'm going to just look in that set instead of scanning through the whole dictionary. Well, that's one of these space trade-off things. I don't know. I guess our first duty is to say, am I a prefix of a longer word? Is that a valid thing? Boy, I'm building in, the problem I have is I'm building in a lot of questions instead of can I quickly find out what are the words with 4-letter prefixes, and then anybody with the EAST can find it. Maybe that works too. Okay, so give me the words. Yeah, and maybe cache that, right? That might be reasonable. You only get the ones we look up, so it's not every combination in the alphabet, and many of these don't work, even as 3-letter words, right? Is this a prefix? EAS, yes, but JFT, I'm pretty sure it's not. JFO, same deal. JF anything, I don't think it's going to be a prefix. So shorter prefixes. Okay, I think let's. Sorry, I get too tied up, but I don't want to force myself into a slow approach. But maybe I just get started and we'll see. So I think the getting started is given a word. Is this a prefix of a longer word? Is this a prefix? Yes has to. All you have to do is skim down until you find that word and then make sure there's one longer. Even if it's short, EAS, I find it's got east and ease and easy and all kinds of things. Okay, are you a prefix of a longer word? I keep saying that so I can keep it in my head while I move between windows. I'm that bad. Okay, a vocabulary. And we want to know knows if word is prefix of a longer word. Actually, it's if string. Now we can give a pretty short vocabulary. I always forget that. Okay. Okay. Easy. East, ease, and west. Okay, I think we guarantee they're in order. So let's reflect that. Okay. So I'm going to say weather because I'm going to do both these in the same thing. Don't always test that way, but I think do you have a prefix that starts with EAS? Yes. Do you have a prefix that starts with east? No. You have a word, but not a prefix. And you don't have a prefix for something that's not even in there. Okay. And vocabulary needs a method has prefix. I kind of hate Boolean answers because they encourage some of the wrong stuff, but you know, we got to start somewhere. It's a good project. We'll figure out ways to make it better. And this should fail. Some of our cases won't pass. Okay. Right. That should be a yes. Well, we have words dot. It's all satisfy. There's an any satisfy, right? Or first where? Word in, well, maybe $0 is good enough. $0 dot starts with string and $0 not equals string. Okay, that should give me a word or nil. Yep. Okay, so if words.first contains a word that starts with the string, maybe prefix is a better word. Has a word with that as a prefix and it's not equal to it, then that should do it. Prefer contains over first where not equal nil. Oh, does contains have a variant? It does. Okay. If it has it has a prefix. Okay. Some people would probably call it a strict prefix or something, but okay. Well, that was a lot of talk to get there, wasn't it? Okay. Check. Oh, sorry. We did another thing too, right? We made get credit for words that are prefixes of a dictionary, well, a submitted word, and we made vocabulary know whether a string is a prefix of any word. And that's to help us. Okay. Oh, I don't want to lose this, but I'm gonna mark it as our spike. Oh no, it's not that one. It's the on changed. Okay. Just to close off yesterday's work a little bit. Okay. So, Okay. Now I think we're back to this. So all right. So I think I'm trying to think of short ways to do this. If we enumerate the board, I guess given a board, we're going to run through every letter as an initial letter, and it's going to select itself and then try its open neighbors till it finds one, and then go back on through. Okay. So given a selection, and a list of neighbors, attempt to build a word. Okay, I think that's reasonable. Grid, selection, and a list of neighbors to try. I guess the open neighbors, maybe. And you're going to take that one and then try and extend every word with its list of neighbors. Okay. Maybe we just need to know the selection ending point. Okay. Okay. Now this is tricky, and you need to know, you need to know the grid, and I don't think we want to deal with the selection. We're not using this selection because this is the user selection. And we don't care about twisters, so I think we're kind of asking for all solutions. Okay, so where's the game? Let's get this over here and this. All right, so this is tricky. We'll start slow. Okay, so is it game? You're going to ask game for the words for the solution. So yeah, I think it is. Okay. Test. I don't know. I have to delete all this junk. I should create my own little macros. All right. So game knows all answers. I almost want to give it minimum size. Yeah, we need to know which letters are open, so that tells me we need selection. Knows all answers in small board. Wait, what's finds all answers in small board. Okay, so I think we'll take a 2x2 game for starters. We might go to 1x1. Okay, so let's give it, I don't think vocabulary knows the minimum size. I think that's a game issue. Okay, so we don't have to pretend it does. All right, I think that's good. Okay, so what words are in here? Well, I see CAD. Well, I see CAD and bad. That's still too hard. I want to make it terminate. Okay, let's go small. I don't know if this will work or not. We can always go back. Okay. If it finds this and it finds the word A, okay. That's it should find I've got no open neighbors and I should stop. In one cell board. Okay. Well, that's kind of what I want to say. I want to say find all answers equals the set A. And I just want to say all answers. And he's got work to do. Sorry. Okay. Has no member all answers. Yeah. Okay. When you found out, yes. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice optimization, isn't it? So that almost says do this up front, and then any word they want to claim, you check against that. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, I like it. Since we had to find it anyway, if it doesn't take long, if it takes, a 1/10 of a second, we're in. Okay. I think that is what we're going to get. A set of words. So we're kind of filtering the vocabulary against the board. And then we're going to be able to use that in 2 places. That's nice. Let me not forget that. Use list of words instead of searching whole dictionary during game. Okay. And I think this is just for board at this point. Okay, and game needs all words, all answers. All answers is set of string. Okay, return set of nothing. That should fail. Oops, sorry. Well, that's going to go away in a minute. I'm not going to worry about that. And this should fail. Okay. Expected, well, got nothing, expected A. Okay, so now we're going to say we've got the grid. Okay. Well, let's go look at letter grid. Okay, so if I ask for location 0, 0, oh, well, I asked for 0, 0. I don't have locations yet, interestingly. That gives me the first one. Yeah, so I have to do well, let's start equal grid sub 0, 0. Yeah, so this should fail pretty early. If start is grid 0, 0, okay, and then we want to say for, well, I guess we want to say row. Yeah, I don't think we want to start here. Is he going to like that? Yes, that's what I should say. Well, I could just do this. Really? I do column first? No, I don't. Okay. Row, column. Okay. So at this point, my word, well, yeah, let's do that. Cannot call value of non-function type letter grid. Grid is a letter type. Oops. Brackets. Okay. And then I want to say I need my own selection. Right. Okay. I guess I don't need the, do I need the grid? I don't think. I don't know which comes first. But I want to say, okay, selection dot, not guess. I want to select location. Okay, it's a brand new selection, so it should be there. And we'll append it in. Okay. I'm probably overthinking where I'm going with this, but selection.select location. And let's make this var location equals location of row column. Okay, so we start, and now we want to say if vocabulary dot contains word contains selection dot guess, then result dot append, result dot insert, selection dot guess. Okay, so all right, we find the location, we create a selection, we select the location. If we have this word, then we're going to add it. So we're starting with the word we have, we'll add it, and then we'll go on. Okay, but we don't have any justification for going on yet. So let's make sure this passes. Because that was a lot of typing to get that answer. And we could have started with just returning set of that and then doing stuff. Okay, so I think selection should, I think this is the starting point. And it's, well, I think we're going to back up on it. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's make the next test, and maybe that will tell us. Because we want to drive, so that sort of puts some structure in. We've got the notion of starting at each cell, and we want to drive the notion of picking up neighbors. And so I think we'll have to have a bigger grid because smaller grids don't have neighbors. Okay. And then, yeah, we need to, so we're looping over each location as a starting point, but we haven't done anything to try and extend the current start. Now, there's something funny about our selection. Well, I've noticed this in the real game. Let me run this. It's a behavior I think we talked about putting in and never really did, and like, oh, it's not really needed. But as I play the game, I'm finding I do wish I had it. Okay, so what happens is if I I find this word and I don't see any other words that use GRI. Okay. Like, okay, what about grind? No. Grief? No, I can't. I can get there. Is that right? All right. GRI. It, I don't really see any more stuff. And I'd like to start, I do see news. But if I wanted to start here, well, that's okay. But if, let's say I wanted to start, okay, let's say I've gotten there and I go like, no, that's no beginnings. I really want to do news. Well, I kind of I can't go back further than this. I don't know. It's like I would like to click this and have it stop. Yeah, if you apply our minimum word size, then you will never get a one-letter word, so it's not reasonable. But our vocabulary doesn't stop you, but we filter them out on the way in, so it's it's kind of okay. I think. I don't think we keep the shorter ones. All right, so let's make a game that's a little bigger. Fault answers in a 4-cell board. Okay, and this time the game is, well, let's make it F U N D, and let's put fun and fund. Okay. So we want F to try its neighbor U, and then F to try N, FN, and then FD, and then FUN. Well, let's see. All right, so the answers I expect are fun and fund, of course. Is this too big a step? It's tricky with these recursive ones because they get like, you got to make sure you got termination and stuff like that. Otherwise, you spend a lot of time chasing down infinite loops. Okay. Right, and we should get nothing. Okay. Now, so far, this is... This is big enough. You know, you might even say too big. And also, I noticed this, like these 3 lines, I could make something that enumerates my locations and stuff for me. Okay, so what I want to do at this point is I want to, I want to try all extensions. I'm going to give it result and selection. Maybe the result equals all extensions for selection. Okay, so I'm making a little helper method. I guess I got to get location, or that's kind of in selection. Yeah, that's in selection. Okay, so function try all extensions. Come on, guess it for me. It takes a result. Well, what do I want to do? Can we create a 2y1? No, we only know how to create square grids. That may be a flaw. I'm sure it is a flaw. Yeah. I'm okay. I think we can do the recursion. The neighbors list will be pretty short. All right. Well, this is result is, I think it, what do you say? Ampersand result? In-out result? And selection of type selection. Now, who... Sorry, oh yeah. Yes. Okay. So we want to say extensions equals selection.guess.split. Okay, that's not actually what we want. Well, I think we're ready to try it. So I want to know the neighbors for the current selection's last, whatever you call that current letter, last. Okay. So we know location.last is valid. Okay. And we want to know the neighbors. Okay, so I think we can get that from the grid. Okay, so and we're assuming we come in with a selection. Sorry, we know we have a selection with a last on it. So I want to say grid. He says has neighbors, but he doesn't know his neighbors. Well, that seems oddish. I mean, really, I want to ask his open neighbors. Neighbors are just locations wrapped by a size. Okay. Well, if I'm going to ask for something, I may as well ask for what I want. Grid.open neighbors from selection.last. From selection, I guess. We may want to stack this. So we're trying to write a test for something. We really need something moderately complex done to get it done. Let's try asking grid function open neighbors from, well, he knows selection. That doesn't seem right. We don't want him knowing selection. Okay, so maybe that's a question for game. Open neighbors for selection. Okay, and that, well, that's kind of a standalone thing. I think we can define it. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Right. And then I don't know, again, I kind of peek ahead to tessellations where we have different numbers of neighbors, but this is what we have now. So okay. So if okay, so I want to stack here. I'm going to set this test aside. Dot ignored. Okay, and then let's do a test on these open neighbors. Nose open neighbors. Oops. Sorry, let me just check that. Dot disabled. Not something I do too often. Nose open neighbors. Maybe this is going to be... I don't think we'll need vocabulary. We did give it no vocabulary. Okay, so let's not do that. Okay, we have a game. I don't know that I care about the order. Okay. I think I want them to have an order, but I don't care what the order is. That may be subtle. Maybe wrong too. Set requires location conform to hashable. I guess it only contains two numbers, right? Selection? No, location. Well, I think I can do that in the test because that's what cares. And can he generate the automatic one, I think? Selection.select location. That looks right to me. Argument passed to call. It takes no arguments. Cannot convert a game.location to expected type location. Oops, extension. Only valid at file scope. I don't know, it's a little... Okay, yeah, that doesn't matter. All right, I think we're there. So his neighbors should be 0, 1, 0, 0, should have 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. I suspect it might be reasonable for us to go -1, -1, -1, 0, you know, around the horn like that. And it's got to be a set, so that's fine. And we have to know the grid size, but it's on game, so game knows the grid size. Okay. Yeah, so this should fail. And we should get a yellow test for that other one, or whatever color it does. Something different. Right, that's fine. Using return an instance. Oh, yeah. Initialization of immutable value neighbors. Yeah, that's fine. Extension declares. Yeah, I'll just put it in the file. It might be useful in some other context. Try again. Should fail. Good. Oh, it grays it out. Okay, interesting. All right, and we're expecting nothing. Got an empty list, not the stuff we wanted. Okay, so and I'm going to take those out too. We don't really care about them. Game. All right, the open neighbors. Var result equals empty list. Okay, and then I don't think we have the concept of direction, but we don't have the concept of all 8 directions. And I don't know that it helps per se. All right. Well, I think what we want to do is say if well, I kind of want to do this. -1, -1, -1. Row -1, column -1, row -1, column 0, row -1, column 1, current row -1, current row 1, next row 1, -1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay, dot for each, do something, and then return a result. Okay, and I want to get, where is type? Type at location. Okay. All right, and I want to make a location row plus low plus delta row, column plus delta column. and I got to pull the row from the selection. Okay. If selection dot last is nil, well, I should say guard. Okay, that should give me all the locations. Result dot. Append. Well. Okay, and then dot filter where my type again. Nope. Well. Sorry, getting twisted around here. Okay, I've got the location here. I've put them on in the list. Well, this really should be a map. Okay, filter at, that should give me a location. Oh. I don't know, that may be too obscure. All right, so we're running through all these possible things. We get delta row, delta column, we build a location from it, and then we only keep the ones that are open. Okay, and that gives us a list of locations to try. Okay, and so I'm hoping that passes. But we'll see. I'm going to say pass or fail, we should go, but oh, we've got to have a set. Okay. Let's see what's failing, but we're going to take a break anyway. All right, we got a bunch of stuff back. All good, but not good enough. All right, let's take a break, and 3 or 4 minutes, we'll come back and fix that. All right, see ya. All right, welcome back. All right, so noticing those -1s reminds me I meant to take this mod Swift as well. It's not going to make a much better answer, but it'll be slightly better. Seeing as there's only 3 possible neighbors, it should not be reporting 8. Or whatever it did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. All right. But unfortunately, they will have duplicates now. Oh, did that do it? No, something went wrong. Okay. Right, but I guess I'm lost. I think I fixed this, I hope. This should be a set. I don't know how to deduplicate or turn it into a set. I mean, I guess I can just pass it to a big set. Yeah, I guess that's what they're saying. Ugh. This is what I want. Sets a knit initializer. No. Yeah, I guess I can capture it and put it in a set. All right. If I take the set of locations. Why aren't you complaining? I don't know if this should be set of location. Well, let's make this set and then deal with it. I think our usage probably can be okay with a set. We're just going to enumerate across it. And then a game doesn't have to cast it. I think filter returns what you give it. So you can filter an array, you can filter a set, you can filter maybe a map, I'm not sure. If I could have converted it into a set the first time. Well, that might work. Let's look at that. Well, let's try that. Let deltas equal this set. Deltas dot map. Okay, and now I can do dot filter. And I don't know, I think that's how you write it. And I do think that's okay. Let's clear the issues. although it's prone to throwing them back at you still. Ugh. Okay. Locations equals that. Make sure we're still good. And these immutable complaints, are they... Okay, good. Yeah, they're in here. Result was never used. Okay. This probably is supposed to be like that. Okay, so now we're given a selection Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to, we've got a selection that goes so far. We want to find any children. I gotta make sure we pass in the right thing, but we're trying to find any, for each open neighbor, let's build a selection that goes one bigger. Now that sort of says I need to be able to take a selection plus a location and produce a new selection. But at some point that is going to be, well, let's move up. Open neighbors is before all answers. Okay, so I want to say something like neighbors dot for each, and then I want to find okay, these are locations, right? Yeah, so I've got a location. I want to say let new selection equals selection dot select location. Cannot use far. Well, no, I don't want selection. Okay, that's the thing. I want to make a new selection, given a selection and a location. Okay, we don't have that constructor. Yeah, I don't want to call try all, but there's stuff in there that we like. Okay, if we had that new selection, right, we kind of want to do this. Right? Okay, so if this new longer word is valid, we'll take it. Okay, otherwise, I think we want to say try all extensions result and new selection. Okay, so the results accumulating and new selection is new, but we don't have anything. Oh, we do have something to back up. We have the old selection around. Okay, let's add this. And we don't have an init. Okay, we'll need an init. Init is okay the way it is. And oh, what did we not store? Oh, we need grid. Okay, and then another init with a selection of type selection and location of type location. All right, and we would like to say self.grid equals selection.grid. And this one we have to do the same, self.grid grid. And we want to add the location. Selection. Oh. From.grid selection.append. No, we want to say selection equals from.selection and then append. Okay, which is kind of the equivalent of select, right? We know it's new, so it's not, we don't need all this stuff. It's just the heart of it is here. Okay, so we're taking our existing location selection, we're appending this new one, and that gives us a new selection that's got that new thing on it. Okay, are we there? Okay, so this is the recursive piece, so this is why it's a little tricky. We're going through all the neighbors to try and extend things. If we have a selection, we're going to make the selections one bigger based on each neighbor, and then that's going to go through all its children and try and extend them. But at some point, the open neighbors list is empty because everything is in the selection. Okay, now the thing with recursive ones is they either pass or they fail big, and we will see which one it is. If they pass, it's usually right, though. That's the good news. Okay. Oh, did I neglect to do anything about prefixes? I did. You're right. The replacement path doesn't exist. Bad access to memory. Open neighbors. Well, why is that not nil? That seems awfully weird. Okay. We're not changing. Okay, at this point, selection.last, bang, how is that nil? Okay, but well, let's fix the other thing you said. Okay. If vocabulary dot has prefix selection dot guess, then we want to try. We know there are more words with this thing. Let's go get them. But that doesn't answer why that failed. All right, let's look at this test. Okay, we make a game. We ask for all answers. Oh, did we not select it? No, we do. Game 1. Okay, all answers. All right. We go to row and column 0, 0. And we create a selection and select this location. And where did it die? Selection not last. Oh, I don't even know how it calls open neighbors. All right, let's break here and just run one test. Well, maybe we need a better test for open neighbors as well. Okay. Let's run them all again. Are we calling the wrong selection? This is so weird. Oh, this is 4-cell board. Okay, that's not good, but all right. What did it die? Selection.last. Oh, I'm at my breakpoint. Sorry. Okay, 1-cell board passed. 4-cell board. Say somebody got upset. Bad access. Okay, delta row, delta column. I don't think it's there anymore. It's well, it's very deep in the recursion, which is very suspicious. Like very, very suspicious. Answers in a 4-cell board. Now, I never quite know if I'm better off thinking through recursion or trying something. I feel like we're already a little twisted that this is duplicated in a sense. So, at any rate, we have a selection. Do we need a new selection? Okay, this is a new selection for the first letter. We don't even really need to check it there. We know it doesn't contain it because of our size restriction, but okay. If it has the prefix, whatever, yeah. Okay, go on trial extensions. All right. Well, let's print something here to just see what we have. Result and selection dot. Selection, I guess. Now let's just run the one test. Yeah, I think it should exit when there are no more prefixes, but we're... Okay. We're doing an awful lot of this. Okay, the result is empty. We get location 0, 0. Which seems that's the starting point. And then we should try 0, 0 with 1, 1. Okay, that's one of your choices. And then we should try 0, 0. Where's the brace here? Oh, that's selection. Now, is selection becoming arbitrarily big? We seem to be going over the same stuff. And I think we could print better. Right, but selection, wait, selection is empty. Does that seem right? We already selected location. And we're testing all answers. So how do you have an empty location at this point? I mean, I don't think that should ever be empty. Okay, let's see if it ever is not. Oh, wait a minute. Something's really wrong here. 0011011010. Something's not giving us the right stuff. Yeah, the brackets, that's supposed to be the selection. Sorry, no, it's the result. Okay, that's okay. But the selection is growing. I think open neighbors maybe. I don't want to modify selection at all. I want to modify new selection. All answers. Oh no, we're calling all extensions. So selection, new selection. Okay, it's never altered. Yes, that's true. We can change that now. But I don't think that affects it. See, it's putting in the same location again. Somehow selection dot open neighbors is not doing it. Okay. Let's go back. Let's select one. Okay, so if we take out 0, 1, that should get back that. All right, so you're saying I should take out 1, 0 as well. Okay, so 1, 0 comes out. And that's with my selection. Okay, let's run this. Well, anyway, here's my example. If you get recursion wrong, it just blows up bigger and bigger and bigger. 467 levels deep is a definitely noticeable issue. Okay, what do we get? 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1. All right, let's break. This is back on open locations, open neighbors. And we'll just call this test. Glad to have this little button back. Okay, so we got selection. Should have 3 things in it. 3 values, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. Okay. And we'll step over. Okay. Okay, and let's run to here. Okay, now I should have some locations. That's not good. Oh no, that is good. Okay. Well, it's kind of good. I guess more informative would be this. Because we know we get duplications in small boards because we're reaching around the corner and, getting to the same cell multiple different directions and so on. Okay, but this should be 3 values. Okay, so that's the neighbors. Oh no, it's not. 0, 0s, 1, 1, 0, 1. -1, -1, -1, 0, -1, +1. 0, -1, 0, +1. -1, -1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So how is 0, 0 in there when that's the node we're selecting? It is the node we're selecting. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, let's make sure we select that last. So that's the one we're working from. Oh, no. Okay, no's open neighbors. We're just going to continue from that one. No's open neighbors when some selected. Okay, that's what we want. And then set of locations. One, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay, that's correct. All right, and then filter. Well, let's just continue. I guess it's no. Okay, which one? I bet type at is the guilty party. Yep, he's using the grid selection. He's not using the one we just created. Ugh. Golly. Okay. And who's using this? Grid button style. Okay, I'm going to make a different one. Let me duplicate this. Okay, this is that, but he's also in selection. Okay, so we're sort of delegating through to this this method that allows us to specify selection, so we can specify selection down here. Where's type? Open neighbor takes selection. Filter type at in selection. Okay. It's kind of weird that we have multiple selection objects running around in some sense. And having to be extra careful. Okay. So that says that if you ask for all answers, you should get the list of answers in the grid. Okay, let's do open content view. Okay, and I'm going to put it show guesses. Where's our we'll just put it there for a minute. Joined by collection set string conform to, I don't know. Well, I don't even need that to get happy, I guess. I'll take whatever junk it throws in there for a string. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Get no answers. It should warn me. It doesn't want to put random stuff out. Okay. So this puts it on our little document button. And what was the suggestion? Was magnifying glass or something the other day? Okay, now this may take extra long to start up because yeah, this is annoying. Hey, welcome back. So we are trying to do a big recursive call to find all the answers on a boggle board. And we got the recursion working on very, very small sets. And this is our first time trying it on a big set. I don't know. Oh, I still have these prints in here. Okay, that should come out. We're up to the O's. Oh no, we're up to 2 letters. Okay, let's get these prints going. Were they in game? The prints aren't helping anything, let's say. I mean, they make it look plausible. They're not growing in size and all that, but we're only up to 2-letter. Oh, geez. Hmm. I wonder if it's the VPN or something else is going on. All right, I'm going to stop this and run again. It's slow enough, but trying to do a bunch of prints and scrolling. Yeah, I hadn't heard that one. Okay, now it's just quiet. Okay, so I guess we'll start thinking about optimizing. Oh, yeah, it could be. I suppose if you wanted to do abuse, you would run it through a VPN, but hate to think they're tracking us even more. Well, there's definitely a couple possibilities here. One is, one is we just flat out don't have this stuff right. The other is zipping through a 250,000 word dictionary over and over and over for thousands of times is not promising. But let's look at that dictionary. It was on OE resources. Now this is a big dictionary. Oh, and okay. See, it doesn't filter. I don't know the O words. OBS, OBC. Okay, there are a number of them. Oh yeah, is wine. Astra. Okay, I mean there's a few dozen words with OE. Who knew? I don't think I do anything particularly. I mostly have defaults on stuff, so whatever they do out of the box is probably what happens. I don't know how to tell our progress. Trying to think if there's something we can. Maybe we can set a break on vocabulary and see what it's doing. Has prefix? Well, maybe that would be good. I'm curious what it's trying to do. Let's break there and look at word. This is not a good sign. Well, let's print it. Well, it's a good sign it's on. So it's a bad sign that I'm pretty sure this is not a prefix of any word. So our prefix stuff is seemingly not stopping anybody. False. Yeah, I didn't think so. So maybe we're not doing something. Did we check it there? Oh, we didn't check it there. Oh dear. Okay. We checked it on the one time, not the 25 million time. Okay, let's stop this. Try again. And yeah, the thing is, it doesn't functionally stop it, right? Because eventually it would find out it ran out of letters, and so it be fellow. Maybe I bumped it, but I think I might have had two places to put it and put it in the wrong one. Okay, and then let's do this again. Am I not running? Oh, I have stopped. Okay, print word B. Okay. You know, I don't do a lot of stuff with. Let's run this thing 1,000 times. Now that seems. I mean, it's work, but 1,000's not that big a number. I am cranking for sure. Well, let's see what we're getting here. Bethia. It does not strike me as a prefix. Continue. All right. And break again. That's really not very fast. And be that maybe is legit. That is not legit. Goodness. Okay. We're gonna stop here. Well, I'm going to leave that run a bit. But, I mean, the fact that we're only up to, you know, was it 8-letter words or something, 8 or 9? We are apparently not, like, I can't believe Bettie is a legit word. Well, let me look. But that seems unlikely. Bettie is a legit prefix. Okay, maybe it's not. I mean, it's allowed to be one longer than a legit prefix because that's how we know we just can't go anymore. So, all right, I'll let this run for, you know, an hour and see where we're getting. I wish I'd printed the board out first. But I'm getting the impression that we're, well, let's see, be that. I mean, there's a lot of words I don't know, so, okay, be that is legit because B-E-T-H-A, be thanks, Bethia. Bethia. Okay, so something. No, that's okay too. Beth thinking is Bethi. All right, I haven't seen anything wrong with prefix yet, but well, we'll look at it tomorrow. 2 to 4:30 Eastern time or 6 to 8:30 p.m. UTC. This will be our focus tomorrow. I mean, we're doing something right, it seems, and something not so right. And we're probably also performance bound based on something else. Hopefully it's performance bound based on our dictionary and not because we're enumerating so many things, because that grows a lot faster. All right. Well, see you tomorrow or some other time. Thanks for joining. Have a good night. Bye-bye.